So here's a more in-depth look at my project. Um, so basically, it works by determining when and how to output patterns onto these LED strips under this longboard. Um, Originally, there were supposed to be a few things determining whether or not the LEDs, well, whether or not they should be on. So the main one was the photoresistor, right? The LEDs should only be on at night. Um, Another thing was whether the board is rolling. So if it's rolling, then that kind of implies that somebody's writing it. And then the other was supposed to be whether or not the board is tilted. So if it's tilted, like if you're walking with it, or if you're leaning with it against the wall, or maybe have it sitting something like this, then the LED should go to an off state. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the tilt detection to work, so that never got implemented. I wasn't able to get the accelerometer gyroscope module to work, and I thought of the joystick idea, but I guess it was a bit late because I couldn't get it to work in time for this demo. But yeah, so I have the photoresistor working and the wheel spinning working. So that's part of the system that I guess is working fine to determine whether or not there's someone writing and whether or not we want to turn the lights on. So those were the systems to determine whether or not the LEDs should be on. But like once they're on, there's other state machines that like count how fast or how many times this magnet passes by this magnet switch. And so I think it reset every 3 seconds, the counter. Every 3 seconds the counter's reset. And that's used to calculate the RPMs. And then what I did was I took the circumference of this wheel, which is 76 millimeters, did some geometry and stuff, and I figured out that 60 revolutions per minute or per second is about 10 miles an hour. So if this is going 60, if this does 60 ticks in 1 second, then that means I'm going 10 miles an hour. And I was skating around campus and I used a GPS app to figure out that my top speed was around 15, so therefore I kind of just split that into thirds. So the pattern for the slow speed is capped at 5, and then the medium speed is below 10, and then anything above 10 would be the fast speed. And that's pretty much most of the system. There's also the part where if you stop rolling, then there's an idle, and the idle is on for about 10 seconds or so, and then that's when the system shuts off. So yeah, mostly the system works as expected besides the tilt, which is something that I never figured out, and it's actually something I hope to maybe implement in the future.